Welcome to the Route 77 podcast. Today's episode embarks on a journey through intimate landscapes of prayer, moments of heartfelt thanksgiving, and deep dives into personal struggles. We open our hearts to you, sharing stories that teeter between the realms of faith and the challenges life unexpectedly throws our way. And we hope that through our narratives, you find a semblance of strength, community, and perhaps see a reflection of your own story. So settle in as we peel back the layers and invite you into our world of vulnerability, hope, and spiritual reflection. Welcome to the Route 77 podcast. I am your host, Natasha, and I am here with Monique.
Hello.
And Zeus, my dog, as you can hear from the squeaking. And no David, he is sick this week.
Yep.
This won't be a very long podcast as we have a lot of things that are going on in our lives, but we thought we should put something out this week. And since it's Thanksgiving, we thought to talk about prayer and Thanksgiving. So prayer requests that we have for our listeners and Thanksgiving that we have for things that we're blessed with.
Yeah. And also leaving it open for anybody who wants to send prayer requests once they've listened to. Because we do monitor our podcast, and we do check to see if anybody has commented.
Yeah, exactly.
So lots are going on for sure.
Yeah. First, we can talk about maybe some prayer. Let's start with David, just because he's not here. David could use prayer for his health.
Yeah.
He's been sick a lot lately, and he's trying to do his schoolwork. There's been a lot of stress around schoolwork. So praying for him and that would be great. Yeah,
and he's also struggling with theological questions.
Yes.
Which is not a bad thing.
No, he's trying to find out things. So pray that God would encourage him in that and bring people into his life that will give him true answers.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. We love our little brother David, and
we do.
He is struggling in various areas. He hasn't been able to come to Taekwondo for quite a while since he's been so stressed with work and with his health.
Yeah,
with school, so it's been a crazy amount of time for him.
And if you listen to our podcast, you know that there's been a time or two when he hasn't been able to make it to that as well.
Yeah. So that's David. He's doing well in other areas, but he's trying to get his own business off the ground, which has been a struggle. But he's been learning a lot about working together and managing people.
That's fun. That's always fun.
Yeah. And then he's doing his computer security program that he's doing at school, and with his disability that can take a toll just in being just a sight, having to use his vision, which gives him headaches sometimes, and it can be overwhelming because the limited vision that he does have.
Limited.
And it's always interesting that God called him to a computer programming back and yet that's his skill set, and yet that he also has a disability which can also make things more difficult for him.
Yep, definitely. Obvious. Yep.
So that's
for him.
And he also has his brother and sister-in-law are expecting their first baby. So
So prayer for them
prayer
too.
For them.
Everything remains safe because they were just in a car accident.
Yeah. So they're
thankfully
both okay.
Everything is okay. Yeah.
The baby's okay. So we're thankful for that.
Very thankful for that.
Maybe I should talk about my stuff because then Monique's is very
heavy.
So for me, prayer. I guess we can do prayer and Thanksgiving. So like my prayer and Thanksgiving. So for me, prayer request for me is that I am going to be stepping back and leaving one of my jobs at the end of the new year, or at the end of this year, going into the new year, and I will be making a little bit less for the time being, but I'll have more time to work on things like this ministry and the podcast and with a website and things like that. And then hopefully, so prayer that I can, 1, find a vehicle. I'm going to need a vehicle. And 2, that I'll be able to manage my finances well. And 3, that if I needed to, then I can find something part-time that doesn't take up quite so much time as 2 jobs.
I know what that's all about.
So that's like my struggles or things that are coming up that need prayer. I'm really looking forward to having more time that can be put into this ministry, and also my schooling starting up in the new year. So I'm going to have to pay for that as well. Both, I guess, the fact that I'm going to be doing the schoolwork as prayer focused, and then also paying for it. Two prayer focus. For me, I do one class per semester. So it's usually, if the online ones are 8 weeks, so they're very condensed. When I was working 2 jobs, it was really tough trying to get things done. So now I'll be able to do it with just the one job, but it'll be just the paying for it, balancing it out. So that's my issues. And
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
no, but if we can also pray for the Taekwondo school, if that goes well and the student numbers increase, then that will help a lot with finances and stuff too.
Yeah.
So we're really appreciative of them, and I think
Very grateful for them.
And yes, Master Jose and Valentina are very kind, generous people.
Yep.
And that's thankful that they've come into our lives and they've taken over the school and given us chances that for people they didn't really know very well.
Right.
We're thankful for them.
Very
thankful for the opportunity to move down to one job. Through this and
with less days too.
Yeah, so more.
Part of it too is that I'm always working on Saturdays.
Yeah,
and
I'm working a lot of Sunday.
Yeah, and I'm not always going to be able. I can't go down to one job yet.
No, and then
may take a year or so, but it's okay.
Yeah.
That will sustain.
Yeah, God knows what we need, and also I guess to prayer that our housemate is looking to move, which is a good thing for her. She's
moving on
up in her life, but we'll need
that for us.
Yeah, sad for us because we will miss her, and sad for us because that's some finances that we're going to be missing. So prayer that we can fill that space with a person that we can trust, and that would be a good fit. And so lots of things going on. But for me, I guess that I'm thankful that these opportunities have been here, the people that are around me, and all the opportunity, like even like my job that I'm leaving, they're like, you know what, if things don't work out, there's always a job for you when you come back. I'm really thankful for that. So that's me. So let's go with Monique because she's got the heavy one.
I've got the heavy one. Yeah, if you can't hear it in my voice, you'll probably hear it in my voice as I go along. I have a special needs daughter who is well loved by a lot of people. She is communicative, she communicates well with people. She's a funny girl and always happy. Everybody who meets her loves her to pieces. A couple of days ago on Wednesday, she was very tired, but every medical test came out that everything was fine. So they couldn't figure out why she was being so tired. So they sent her for an emergency CT scan and discovered that she has a brain tumor, and quite a large one. So when they had shown the scan to one neurologist who said, can't do anything, I'll put her in palliative care, that's it. We were devastated to hear such news. And after a day of thinking about it, can we get another opinion? We want to know just exactly what's going on, and we want to hear somebody tell us exactly what's going on. They did another CT scan with contrast. They're able to determine that tumor is 5 centimeters by 6 centimeters, which is quite large. And they also noted another one growing just underneath it, along the left side in the front and in the temples. But a neurologist had taken a look at the scan, and then he'd phoned us and he'd asked us a bunch of questions. And when they discovered the tumor, the first thing they did was start putting her on steroids for brain swelling and stuff like that. And she started responding and coming back because she was sleeping all the time. But
I'm not really communicating much or anything.
No. So the last couple of days, she's being awake and engaging with people and, being present with us. So we're just like, wow, this is pretty cool, feeding herself and whatnot. So when we told the doctor this, he said, these are good signs, and he's willing to operate. So we are cautiously optimistic because any kind of brain surgery comes with huge, massive risks. Yeah, and these are horribly huge tumors too, right? His thing is if he can get all of it or at least most of it, and then maybe we can do targeted radiation, there's a risk of brain bleed. There's also the risk of death. So we are very aware of that. Our struggle now is to keep her calm and keep her healthy, and that she keeps her level of improvement or keeps improving even little bits up until her surgery date, which is still 10 days.
Up to 10 days.
Up to 10 days away. We're hoping before that because each day is agony, waiting for that day to come. The stress, waiting. It went from one kind to another kind. And then once the tumors are removed, it's a matter of doing pathology to find out if they're benign or malignant. If they're benign, we're good. If they're malignant, we're not. There's that too. Yeah, it's been very difficult. How many days has it been now?
Last Wednesday evening is when everything, so it hasn't even been a week.
Almost, yeah, it's been what, 6 days, 5 days?
5 days.
5 days, yeah. And I'll tell you, there were times like, what day is it? Are you sure?
And the holiday on top of it's made it even crazier.
I know. Yeah, waiting for the neurologist to call, talking to the doctor, and the one doctor going, I'm sure he thinks we're crazy to do this. But what's the alternative? We wait for her to die. If it's a benign tumor and the doctor can get it out, her recovery time without any major complications, she could recover almost completely to what we're used to seeing with her. And a benign tumor means that it's not supposed to take her life. So she could technically live for many more years.
Yeah.
But if we don't do anything, she's guaranteed to go.
She's definitely going to pass.
Yeah. And yes, we realize that she could also go in the surgery. We understand that too.
Or through complications from the surgery.
Or complications, brain bleed, whatever, all those kind of things. So, we recognize all of that. So that's more anxiety on us. I know that God has her. He has always assured me throughout her whole entire life that she is his child. And I have nothing to fear in that respect. But wow, we would miss her so great. So we don't want to. We don't want to have to lose her if we don't have to. So we are praying for a miracle for her. And my prayer is, God, please let there be another miracle for her. But my thanksgiving is that a neurosurgeon is willing to take her on. That's huge for us. So we're just we're crying tears of relief, and then still the fear of having to go through that. But we're thankful for that. And I'm thankful for the many friends and people like yourself and the church, and even the people in my work who are gathering around us to help. What can we do? How can we help you?
We have so much food.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for food.
Thank you for food. My one boss sent DoorDash gift certificates so that we can order food in. And yeah, everybody, what can we do? How can we help you? That time is coming. Today we're good because we're still close to home. But once she gets transported to the new hospital, she's going to be 45 minutes away. So the travel time is going to be a different story altogether. And then it's going to be, who's going to stay with her? Can we stay with her? And all that kind of stuff. So there's different logistics with that. We'll make sure to that. Somebody at the door. Okay. Yeah, so these are my requests. Then I found out that a friend of mine was in an accident. And aside from some bumps and bruises and I think a broken foot, he seems to be okay. Thankful for that. Rhett, that you are still okay. And that was at the front door. We'll just keep talking about nonsense stuff. We ordered pizza. The pizza was important because we haven't eaten. It feels like we haven't eaten anything for such a long time. So food is a good thing. And the amount of prayers that have been going on from many friends that we have around the world, friends who have friend connections, churches, people that we've known in our past with other churches, and they're praying for us as well. So these are things that I am always, how can you not be grateful for the amount of people who are rallying around you and saying, we are praying for you?
Or even like my family. And it's the more people that you know and you get in connection with, the more people are praying. And it's not like God has this little needle, like when you hit above a certain kind of praying, then you get what you ask for.
No.
But it's what he asks us to do.
Yeah. So even people who knew her when she was a baby, from the first church that we were attending, found them back and they become friends of ours. And they're just like, we love Amber. We always pray for her. And we will definitely be praying for her now.
That's good to have this people surrounding.
Yeah.
And in the next few weeks, we want to do a podcast talking more about this type of a journey in a single person and how you expect it, single's perspective, and how you can help the singles around you in this situation.
Yep, exactly. Because when you're a single, I cannot imagine. God obviously knew that this was coming down the pipe, and he said, I'm going to put you in a place so that you're not by yourself, because it probably would have been way, way harder for me to deal with. Yeah.
Well, even being able to come home to a full house and
Yep. And being able
on.
to voice what's going on without having to sit on it by myself.
Yeah.
Yep. Beautiful. That's going to sound fun.
Yeah, that's right there.
You're going to have fun
View
putting this
editing.
together.
View editing.
View editing. That dog jumped over the microphone. Oh, yeah. Pass on my prayer requests, because in the next few weeks, we're going to definitely need them a lot.
And we're thankful for everything that's been happening. It's just been like from the original day when you found out that evening, it was just a very traumatizing. You're in shock. Marlena was in shock. It was like, I'm like, here, hot sugar. That's all I can think of to do. I'm like, here, sugar.
Now, Marlena is the girl that's been taking care of my daughter for many. She's been a part of that family since she was 5. So she's close like a sister, close like her own. So yeah, Marlena, we were all devastated.
Yeah, it was just like, but when I saw you guys, you were just like, it was like you couldn't process.
No.
And then just over the last few days, like when you got some sleep and then you were thinking and then you're like, hey, this is not the end. This does not have to be the end.
No.
Let's make sure. And you're trying to that's what my counselor said, like when you look back, you make the best decision with the information you had at the time. So the guilt thing and things, but you do your best to get that information. You don't just take for granted everything. And doctors are people too.
Yeah.
And they have their own experiences and thought processes and things. And so they're not perfect.
No.
And we have a doctor friend who's definitely helped us just understand the concepts. And she's able to help, even though this isn't her field of expertise, she understands
the dynamics.
And from a doctor's perspective, so she can give you
some clarity.
Yeah. So how to look at it. And
absolutely.
So definitely thankful for Ramanjit.
Yep.
She's a beautiful woman, part of our life. And what has been like since it's been such a crazy last 5 days, because if I'm sitting there, did we just really go out to eat like last Sunday? Was it last Sunday? It was like only that far ago. It feels like it should have been way longer.
It should have been way longer.
But to come to where we are today with what projected our prognosis and things like that, it's just been amazing.
One thing that keeps coming to mind too is that the people that you didn't expect to step up to the plate, those are the ones that surprised me. Like when my work said, don't even think about work. Like my boss's wife, she texted me and she says, don't you even think about work right now. We will take care of it. And you just deal with what you need to deal with. Hopefully she'll keep them smartened up.
Keep them thinking that,
Yeah, because the boss, they're just like, you're coming to work soon, right? Probably not. I'd like to, but I don't think my brain will be with me.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, and it's not.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty much what what? Then I got $150 DoorDash.
Yeah, that's probably his wife's like, how could you ask her that?
You must have felt guilty.
Here's some food.
Here's some food. Go eat. It's cute,
Yeah. And it's hard for work too to like balance between you want to let people done at the same time you still got a business to run. So you're like, how do we manage this?
Yeah. How many sick days do you really have? And what do you do when you run out of them?
Yeah.
Because they can't pay me. It's an hourly wage. They can't pay me indefinitely. Exactly. So I've got that to figure out too, because I can't leave them high and dry. That's not fair either. So I have to decide what to do.
I think eventually the days will even out a little bit, we hope, because we know it's 7 to 10 days. So we're not waiting for a call. It might come, but you're not like when you're waiting for the specialist call. Oh, is it coming? Is it coming? Is it coming? Well, you go, okay, we have 7 to 10 days. We'll hear from them. Like they know what's going on. They know, like the doctor knows that it needs to be done. You don't have to keep hounding on them or whatever. So there will be more. And then you'll figure out like a schedule of who's going to be with Amber when. Yeah. And that will help create a balance. A routine.
Yeah. Yeah. And once the surgery is gone and done and she's in recovery, then we've got the 24, 48 hours. And it's just a matter of, okay, now we've just got to work on getting her. And then that's a whole other different schedule again altogether.
Yeah, so, exactly.
So now that you've heard our little bit conversations here, you know what prayer requests that and how to pray for us. And the peace of God has been with us even though I have the anxious feelings, because each day has to be specific, she has to remain calm. She has to remain healthy. We have to wear masks, gowns. We can't bring anything. Visitors, no visitors. We just have to keep it on the straight and narrow. Keep her calm. Keep her rested. Don't excite her. Don't. So infections have to stay away. Colds have to stay. Sicknesses all this has to stay away. So yeah.
So yeah, pray
And
for
she has
all
to stay stable. Yeah, she has to stay stable.
Yeah, pray that none of us in this house get sick.
Yep.
Oh,
None of the people none of the other people get sick.
yeah. COVID stays far away.
Yeah, because apparently that's getting a little bit outrageous right now too.
Yeah, you get this time of year and things happen. And so, yeah, just like lots of prayers in there and lots of Thanksgivings. It's good to see the blessings and amidst the trauma.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely lots of prayer things. So I think that's about it for today. Thank you for listening. If you have any prayer requests or Thanksgivings that you want to let us know about, we will pray for and pray Thanksgiving for any of those things. So you can just send them to us. You can email us at oute77ministries@gmail.com or find us on Facebook, Instagram, or X. We are on all of those platforms. So you can message us with any of the things that you need prayer for, even not just specifically because of this podcast, at any time, even like next year or any time.
Yep.
We will definitely pray for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Yes, it's good. And join us here next time as we will be back again.
We will.
Thanks for listening. Bye. And as we close this episode, a sincere and warm thank you from the depths of our hearts for joining us on this poignant journey through prayer, Thanksgiving, and shared struggles here on Route 77. And though today's exchange bore the weight of personal tales and earnest reflections, it is our hope that our stories have sparked a light, or at least offered a comforting hand during your own trials. You, our wonderful community, are never alone in your journey. So if you find yourself cradling stories, prayer requests, or simply wish for a space to be heard, our platform is here for you, always welcoming your voice with open hearts and empathetic ears. May our shared narratives forge a pathway of solidarity, understanding, and heartfelt companionship. Join us again as we continue to weave through the tapestry of life, faith, and the myriad of questions in between, providing a sanctuary where our spirits may find communion and respite. Until then, hold fast to love, keep the faith burning, and remember, live your single life to its fullest.